Hey guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Let me get myself situated here. Listen, this story, I stumbled across this story today, and it goes along the lines of some of the stories I do, where kids just fly off the handle and take the lives of their parents, regardless if they're in good homes or not. Today, I'm going to tell you a tale about this woman up here. God bless her. This woman was Mary Collier. You heard me say she was, because she's no longer here. 38 years old. She was a mother of 4 children. That is until her 18-year-old son took her life after they had an argument in which the next day she decided to go on a walk with him to hash things out, and he took her life. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. But I want you to see this. And sometimes you hear me say in videos, oh, this story screams I don't have a dad or anything like that. Well, in this story, it seemed like they was a loving family and the father was in the home. And this same craziness that we see in other videos I do happened. Take a look.
Now. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai.
I'm Trey Hayden. We're starting now with some breaking news. A jogger finds a woman's body out in a field in Santan Valley. This is an area west of Gansel Road, south of Skyline Drive, and you can see not much out there. According to the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, an 18-year-old relative of the woman has been identified as a possible suspect in this murder.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live for us in Santan Valley. Chase, what do you know?
Well, I'll tell you, Tram Troy, we just spoke with the Pinal County Sheriff's Office about 20 minutes ago, and they told us the suspect in this case is the victim's 18-year-old son. They actually said that he may have tried to cover this up by reporting that his mother was kidnapped. The thing is that sheriff's deputies were already out the scene investigating. They got the call shortly after 9 o'clock today from a jogger who was in the area saying that they found a woman's body. Within minutes, sheriff's deputies arrived, and they said shortly after they arrived, that's when the 18-year-old suspect, again, authorities saying it is the victim's son, called 911 to report that his mother was kidnapped. That call actually coming from this neighborhood. You can see just a couple minutes away from the scene. Once authorities started looking into it, they realized that both of these cases were connected and there was, in fact, no kidnapping. But this investigation is still ongoing right now as they look to find a possible motive behind this. They did say that there was a domestic violence situation between the mother and son last night. We also learned that they are not identifying that 18-year-old suspect's name at this time, but said that he will be in custody and face charges of first-degree murder. They have also identified his mother as 38-year-old Mary Collier. Sheriff's deputies believe her cause of death was from blunt force trauma. No guns were used in this. And Lieutenant Ross Steeple with Pinal County Sheriff's Office says it appears the suspect didn't force the victim out of the home.
Our evidence so far looks like they walked out together. That we don't have any evidence to show that there was an actual kidnapping. It indicates that they walked out together, both of consent, and then once out there, she was attacked and then just left in the desert.
Now, Steeple said the son did have self-inflicted wounds when they questioned him. He was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment, but again, they say he will be behind bars when he gets out, but this investigation is still ongoing. Again, we did ask Lieutenant Steeple a possible motive behind this, and they said that investigators are still working to learn those details. Of course, as we learn more, we'll be sure to share them with you. For now, we're live in Santan Valley. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Briefly today off camera with Mary Collier's husband and one of her sons. They say this loss is tragic, sudden, and unexplainable. The 38-year-old was a mother of 4 who will be deeply missed by everyone who knew her. Halloween decorations are hung throughout this quiet Santan Valley street. Families are gearing up for trick-or-treating tonight in these homes as neighbors struggle to understand how something truly terrifying happened here the day before.
Yesterday, my stomach was in knots a lot just thinking about why somebody could be so hateful and mean to the person that brought them into this world.
Jill Appleberry lives just a few doors down from Mary Collier's family. The Pinal County Sheriff's Office says Mary's 18-year-old son killed her with an edged weapon in a nearby field, left her body, and then called 911 to report she was kidnapped.
Somebody that obviously doesn't want to get caught by what they did because they have to fabricate a story and say something that wasn't true, because come to find out it was that part of it was fake. Nobody kidnapped his mom. He did it himself.
Mary's husband told me there was some kind of fight Tuesday night, and the mother and son went out on a walk together Wednesday morning in hopes of resolving any lingering issues. When the son came home alone, the husband questioned where she was, and he says his son's story kept changing. They went out to look for her, but a jogger made the gruesome discovery around 9 a.m.
Disgust with the fact that it has to be another life has to be lost because of violence.
Mary is remembered by her family as kind, loving, caring, and patient.
As a mom, I feel bad for the kids because their older brother took away their mom, and now they have to live with no mom.
Deputies say the suspect hurt himself and he was taken to the hospital yesterday. Once he is released, he is expected to be booked on a first-degree murder charge. The husband told me that his son has no history of mental illness, and the sheriff's office tells me he's had no prior run-ins with the law. There is a GoFundMe that's been set up to help this family. If you'd like to give, we have a link to that on our website, azfamily.com.
Just into the newsroom, we're getting our first look at the Santan man deputies say killed his mom before reporting she was kidnapped. So this is 18-year-old Alan Ashcroft. We're told he and his mother, 38-year-old Mary Collier, had gone for a walk on Wednesday morning to work through an argument they had the night before. Shortly afterwards, Ashcroft came home and reported his mom had been kidnapped. A jogger later found Collier's body in a field. Deputies later arrested Ashcroft. He has been booked into Pinal County Jail, charged with first-degree murder.
All right, guys, you've seen the news, and that's horrific. It's like nowadays, it's a dice roll in what your children are going to become and what might happen with the way they treat you as they get older. Now, in the comment section, a lot of you guys that listen to me, if you got a story of when you had a child, especially a boy, this is about boys here, that you had to bust their ass when they got between 14 and 16, when they started to, go through puberty and stuff, share that story in the comment section. I'm one of them people that had to do that. It's like kids get older, these boys get older, and you give them a little bit of freedom with their expression. Sometimes what come out their mouth, and they start talking a certain way because they feel as though their balls start to grow. You got to handle it sometimes. This is uncalled for. Seemed like they had a nice home in a nice neighborhood, and this happened in Santan Valley, Arizona. Shout out Santan Valley. I don't know what that is, but it's a fly name. But anyway, I want you to think about the horrificness of this case and the lack of respect this boy had for his mom. No matter what you and her was going through, she tried to hash it out with you. Went out for a walk at 18 years old. You are a young adult. And she tried to resolve the conflict, whereas your bitch ass couldn't do it. Did you hear the lady with the rabbit teeth? Shout out to her. Hey, this shouldn't have happened. Come from a loving home. And it's messed up. It's turned on the people that loved you and raised you. It's messed up. Said he went out there with an edged weapon, meaning a knife. Gave it a business. Walked out there that whole time. She out there trying to talk to him and hash things out with her, because nobody wants to argue with their kids, especially when he's a young adult. You don't want tension in the house. Hell, men don't want tension with women. And a lot of times you don't want the balance of the, happiness of the house knocked off. So she went out there and spoke with her son. She's trying to talk to him and explain to him whatever stance she had in a disagreement that they had. And it cost her life. She tried to resolve the conflict, whereas he didn't. This guy put a knife in his pocket with the intentions of doing something to his own fucking mom. Let that sink in. Woman birthed him, nursed him. And he turned and took her life. One thing that goes over and over in my head with this type of stuff is the relationship boys usually have with their mothers and how protective we are. And loving of those that loved us unconditionally, leading all the way up until the time we become 18. Excuse me. Too much Mountain Dew. But anyway, it's sad. In his mind, he had planned to do that. Then he came back home and told his dad, oh, she got kidnapped. I don't know what happened. He called 911 as the police was already out there a little bit down the ways, and a jogger ran across her body. You killed your mom and left her there like garbage for somebody to run across. And they did, and called the police. You left your mom in a barren field in Arizona. The heat is tremendous. For her to be found out there, laid in the dirt after all the stuff she did and the family did for you, and that's because you're mad. That's what you do. Went back to the house. Conflicting stories. But he tells the dad, can you imagine you being a man, sitting in the house? He come back in, hey, how'd everything go? Mama got kidnapped. I don't know what happened. He was hurt. Remember, he said he's hurt. Most likely in the struggle. I don't know what happened. They kidnapped her. Can you imagine being a father and your son come in the house and throw that line on you? You have no reason not to believe him. For a split second, your heart drops because your female counterpart, or who you are, your helpmate, is, you don't know what's happening, and the killer's right in front of your damn face the whole time lying to you. Said he had conflicting statements. Me, I'd immediately been like, okay, listen, I'd have had the cops coming, but I'd have sat down. And then when I seen he was lying, because parents know when kids lying or not, I'd immediately said, okay, where's my fucking wife? I'd have broke it down like that on him, because now I know you had something to do with it, and I'm showing that that is my wife. And without her and me being together, you wouldn't be here. So that I'm your son and all that shit, we're going to drop that right now. I'm talking to you like a grown-up. Where my fucking wife at? And I'd have said it one time. And if his eyes batted one time, I'd have knocked him out his head for the police got there. Because it's no way you do this type of stuff and expect another outcome other than what it is. His ass is locked up. First degree murder charges. If I was his dad, I would cut him loose. You know what I'm saying? He'd get a public defender and all that other shit. And you want to be so bad and you want to be so tough and you want to go to all these negative influences that were put in your mind from something you've seen in your lifetime to put you in that position that we fought so hard to get you out of. You stay there and you eat that on your own. Because if I ever catch you, it's over. It would take everything in me to stop from killing that boy before the police got there to get the real answers that they need of what happened. This is heartbreaking. It's like nothing for a kid to kill their parents. And that's what's scary. If I at my age now, with what I know and what I'm seeing, how the world has been tilted totally sideways on its axis, I don't even think I would have kids. Because the negative influences that get into these kids, whether they go into school or something they see on TV, in movies, in music, something's going on. You know what I'm saying? Woman brought him into the world and he took her out. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. This is truly tragic.